Air Force knows where they are. If they want to bomb them, they can bomb them, but they never did. But they came to my house with 2 fighter jets, 4 helicopter gunships, and a full battalion on the ground to invade my compound. I wasn't armed. I did nothing to them, nothing. They came to kill me. As a result, I lost my father and my mother, and on the 14th of this very month, I'll be doing the 1-year anniversary of the burial of my parents. Of course, the Sunday, if I don't know when 14th is, if 14th is in the next 10 days, so to speak. And it will be a very good anniversary to coincide with the hunt of Janjaweed in our land. Yes, in fact, it's on Sunday. 14th is on a Sunday. There'll be a memorial service for my parents, of course, in my village. My parents died as a result of it. They not only killed my men, they killed my mother, and they killed my father as a result of it. Now you know why we can never stop. Now you understand why. Their own people go to the forest to go and see them. These are bandits, these are killers, these are murderers. Nobody is complaining. Nobody, nobody. If Sheikh Gumi knows where they are, why don't the Air Force or DSS know where they are? If you go to the papers every day, it's one useless group, one amorphous group, faceless group. They'll say, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, don't divide our unity. So they can conquer me. With the help of the British, they'll conquer Biafra. And when we're at our memoirs, or when we die, in the next 6th generation, they will say what happened. They said no, they were being nice. As the Hausas were, and the Flanders took them over. Now listen very carefully, please. Speaking during the meeting, top armed commanders, or top armed, they go to a meeting with their AK-47. Have you seen them? When they go to meet their governors with AK-47, whereas in the East, the mere fact that somebody is an IPOB family member. Osawa, do you understand it now? Do you see how foolish people are? You cannot say an IPOB. I don't want to identify with IPOB in the open, but in the North, their own Fulani bandits, they take their AK-47 to government house to go and have meetings. They meet them in their hideouts to have meetings. The Sheikh Gumi said they should kill them. But in the East, your governor, your traditional ruler will be the one asking them, come and kill them. I know where they are. You see me, people, informants will be everywhere. You see why they are ruling you? It's not magic. It's not rocket science. Because they cooperate. They are together. They know what they are doing. They are all killers. They are all murderers. Now listen. The top commanders of the group who were all armed, Kachala Tuji of Shinkafi and Kachala Muhammad, but they even know their names. But DSS won't go there. No. DSS only come to the south. And we are all clapping. DSS, they are here. DSS. Army patrol, joint task force patrol. But their own bandits are in the forest, having fun. As a result, they said that thousands of youths do not have anything they are doing. There is no means of livelihood because they impoverished all of you. In 1960, at independence, Azikiwe and Awolowo begged the Sultan of Sokoto, Ahmadu Bello, please allow these your people to go to school. They said no. Only few families will go to school. The rest will remain impoverished. That is how they control you. So when you go to the mosque on a Friday, the imam will tell you who to vote for, who to kill, which shop to burn down, and you go and you do exactly that. Now they have risen. You know that God has a way of fighting for his children. Everything happening in Nigeria today is punishment from God for the role that these Nigerians played during the war against Biafra. I say it openly. And it will continue. It will continue until exactly 5.5 million people will die in Nigeria for what they did to Biafrans, because we did nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. They wanted to wipe us out from the face of this very earth with the help of the British. But God intervened. That's why we're still alive today. If not, our race will no longer exist. That was when they planted, they sowed the seeds of division in us. Somebody from Ahaba will say, I'm not Igbo. You're from our nature. In Delta, you say you're not Igbo. Huh? Hey! I don't know what type of God made us, And now we are suffering, isn't it? Ask yourself, why was it that the entire East couldn't raise up a security network until we came? They couldn't do it. They were afraid of the North, of their masters. They couldn't do it. And having found the courage to, if not for ESN, do you think that what is happening, do you think that Yoruba will have the courage to go and sack Fulanis from their forests? I'm asking you a question. If not for ESN. After all, there was a Moteku there before. But it was when ESN came, they knew we meant, we don't listen to Anya was we don't hear all this useless gossip and side talk is rubbish to us. We continue with our mission. And that is why we always win. They know where their own bandits are, but they cannot bomb them. But in Olo, they come with the helicopter to bomb Olo. And yesterday they killed a boy there. And of course, vengeance is coming. And you will come, and you will hear it. In the same vicinity. Because if you kill us, we will revenge. You don't know that? It will happen now. You hear the story. It's not everything that we'll be talking about all the time. Not everything we're talking about all the time. They know where the bandits are. But in the southeast, the zoo soldiers went to Olo to kill members of Eastern Security Network who are protecting the villages against Fulani headsmen. Have you heard of such rubbish before? No, of course, only in the zoo. Only in the zoo. Only in the zoo. Zoological Republic. And the people don't know the mess they're in. I want to read you a story that is very, very sad. I'm telling you. The decomposing body of kidnapped Edo prince was found. I'll tell you his story. The decomposing body of Atlanta-based Prince Elonio Dennis Abuda who was kidnapped in Edo on January 30th, 2021, has been discovered in the forest. Who killed him? Fulani. A top security chief who spoke in confidence authoritatively confirmed the discovery. He came from Atlanta in Georgia in America. Now he's dead. Why is he dead? Because he's a Nigerian. Do you hear that somebody went from America to Cameroon, went from America to Ghana, went from America to Benin Republic, went from America to Liberia, and was kidnapped and killed? It's only in the zoo. And somebody will wake up tomorrow morning and tell you, let us work for unity of one Nigeria. Very sad indeed. He's dead. He's gone. Who killed him? Fulani kidnappers and headsmen along Ore Bini Expressway. ESN can go there to clear them. But once we go there and say, oh, they want to expand. They want to replicate the march to Lagos of 1967. We don't want them here. But Fulanis are there killing you and raping you. So when that time they used to tell you that, oh, you are different. You are Midwest. You are Bendel. You are God knows what, South. All Fulani was doing is to divide you. Keep dividing you. They divide you to conquer you. That was something that Britain taught them. And British military or intelligence officers are in Abuja right now. I'm speaking to you. Advising them on how to conquer you. British intelligence, they're in Abuja right now. Telling Fulani how to conquer you. Because Britain feels that if they conquer all of us, the oil will be more or less, if they were taking 100 barrels for free before, they'll start taking 200 barrels. You don't know that? It's the conquest of the intelligent by the unintelligent. That's what they do. That is what they have to do, and if you don't take time, it will overrun you. Look at what Yoruba newspapers are doing for their people. Compare that with BBC. Look at BBC. Rejoicing that I was removed from Facebook. BBC, they were rejoicing. They were the BBC. Hi. Oh, dear Lord, have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy upon us. The same people, BBC was there during the genocide against Biafrans. At the end of that very encounter, we lost 5.5 million people. The second worst genocide in the history of man. Only behind the Jewish Holocaust in Europe. It was swept under the carpet. No commission of inquiry, no international investigation, nothing. BBC made sure that nothing of that sort happened. I don't know. People are discussing all over the place that Fulanis were being given eviction order by Governor Akeredolu and others to leave the state. He asked them to leave the forest. He didn't ask Fulanis to leave the Yoruba land. No, it is those murderers in the forest to leave. But you have people now who are busy protecting them, who are busy covering for them, saying no governor has the power to evict other ethnic group from the state. And I ask you, are Igbo people living in Kanu, are they living in the forest? Are Yoruba people living in Bauchi, are they living inside the forest? And by the way, isn't open grazing banned in the zoo? I read one of them saying, give us money to buy land. You know, there are some debates they have in the zoo that makes you wonder if they're human beings at all. Are you sure they're human beings in the zoo? Of course, they're zoo animals. And that's what gets some of them, that is what actually gets them to become very, very upset with us. Do you know what frightens, well, not what, do you know what pains me about Fulani and Nigerians? Is that Nigerians are very docile, they're very cowardly, they're very foolish, and they're very, very reticent. Now listen to this. Exercise firm action against anarchy. El Rufai of Kaduna State. The same, you know, people are so funny, you know. The same El Rufai that brought Fulani bandits from the Sahel and assembled them inside Kaduna State. The same man that told you that he paid them money to stop killing. That he went to their houses in Niger Republic and gave them money to stop. Are you people, this Nigerian, these people they call Nigerian, are you people normal? Are you people, are your brains working at home? This is the man that brought this insurgency. Him, the midget, El Rufai. Because Britain assured them that they are there, nothing will happen. Go, take any land, go to TV land, take the whole of Benue, nothing will happen. Britain assured them. It was this midget, this idiot, that brought insecurity, insurgency, and banditry into Nigeria. Now, having firmly planted their people in every forest in the south, they are now telling you, every governor, take action. Look at this idiot talking. Is he the president of the zoo? Of course he is now. He should come out openly so I can curse him and he will die. They're all dead, all of them. I will curse him. You let him come out and say he's the head of the cabal now ruling the zoo. Some of you are so daft anyway and very naive. I saw Buhari. I went to see Buhari. Which Buhari did you see? Which one did you see? Where is Aisha? Where is Aisha Buhari? I'm asking all of you. Zoo people. Where is your so-called first lady? Where is she? Because she's not an Igbo woman. If it were to be Patience Jonathan now, Yoruba media will have a field day. They will write and write and write. But when it comes to Fulani, they are cowards. Timid cowards. Pussycat. They run away. They are cowards. They are cowards before Fulani. Look at the way they took Patience Jonathan to task when she was in office. They were writing about Patience every day, making mockery of her. Where is Aisha today? She's having a good time with her boyfriend in Dubai. All of you dimwits are busy foolishly writing your junk as always. I feel sorry for you people. The man that brought insurgency has the temerity to tell you, against the backdrop of ethnic tension arising from headsmen and indigent crisis in the southern part of the country, Governor Nasser El Rufai of Kaduna State has called on governors and leaders at all levels to step in. Step into what? This was what I told you that Britain had in mind. IPOB stopped them. Only IPOB. And at the end, only IPOB will take the credit. We will not share it with anybody. It was us that stopped Fulani from taking the whole of Nigeria over. IPOB. The same people were proscribed, outlawed. We were the ones that saved you. And your sorry asses, all of you. Do you see what El Rufai is saying? As I told you before, that was what I wanted to do in 2022. When they launched that all-out attack, ethnic nationalities will resist. And Britain will step in and say, oh, let's calm everything down. Calm it down, please. The tension is too much. But meanwhile, those of you that have taken land and settled in the Ebonyi State, stay there. Those in Abia, stay there. Those in Enugu, stay there. Anambra, stay there. Everybody in Delta, stay where you are. In Bayelsa, stay where you are. That will now become the new boundary. They will say, after all, you are in Sabongeri. And let me make it very clear this evening, every Biafran living in the north, you better come back home. Allow me to repeat very clearly and tell your people who are there, every Biafran in the northern part of the zoo, you better come back home. They are using you people to blackmail us. They say, oh, you have people in Kanu, you have people in Kaduna, in Zaria. We are not going to stop. Anything that happens to you in the north is your business. If they are going to twist your brain to be against your own freedom, let me assure you that you're not going to succeed. You won't succeed. The hotels, the buildings that you have in the north is secure. After all, I think Abubakar has a property or properties or string of properties in Dubai. Dubai is not part of the zoo called Nigeria. Buratai has properties in Dubai. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? You must come back home. If you remain in the north, they're going to kill you. They will use the resistance that we're putting up back home to kill you in the north. I know some of you say, well, we're going to stay our business and all that nonsense. That's what I have to say to you. Because Biafra will have the biggest economy in the whole of Africa in a matter of years. Come back home. If you stay in the north, they're going to kill you and use us as the reason why they did it. That's what they want to do. Can't you see that's what their governors are planning? To start killing people in the north. They say after all, Fulanis are being killed in the south. They won't tell you that these are Fulani bandits, terrorists, murderers, rapists, and killers. They won't tell you that. They say Fulanis are being killed. And BBC is there, don't forget. BBC is there to carry this news for them. Don't forget that British government will be there, as always, to go to UN and tell them that, oh, Fulanis are suffering. Hey, they are suffering. They are being killed. That's what Britain is going to do. If you don't know, let me tell you. So be very, very careful. Every made a broadcast on Wednesday where he urged leaders to exercise firm action. Firm action means stop Yoruba youths from agitating for Fulanis to leave. Stop ESN from doing what they're doing. That's what they mean by firm action. Bring the army. But if they bring their army, we will kill them. And they came to Olo 4 times. They were defeated 4 times. Now, yesterday, they went to go and kill a little child. What is going to happen in the zoo? All of us were going to Hague. Everybody will go to Hague and stand trial and want to stand trial in the Hague. Me personally. Because there's no going back. No going back home. Not 1 inch. Not 1 single inch. No going back. We must be free. We must be free. I said must. M-U-S-T. Must be free. The zoo, Nigeria, was created by a white man. Not by God. The only creation that I respect is God's creation, not man's creation. Do you know what I think? That's, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, which is the voice of the people, is the voice of God. Listen to me very carefully. If people were to get together today to say, oh, I want to remain in Nigeria, that is their business. That is the voice of God speaking. That is God speaking. But not one deranged drunkard. They brought him back from Hong Kong, sent him to West Africa to stop the eastern advance of the French. That's all. And Badagry. And I ended up in Nigeria. That's an abomination. Some of you black people, you don't have any shame. As blacks, we have no shame. There is no shame in us. But I have a little bit of shame left. No Betu that can create a country for me is impossible. Only the people can. And that is why we are doing what we are doing. IPOB successfully collapsed the agenda of the Janjaweed. IPOB stopped them. Everybody talking from Governor Autumn to everybody, every activist, you owe your courage and bravery to IPOB. We are the pioneers. If you don't know. The little midget is crying because we have collapsed the agenda completely and totally. Completely and totally. History will remember IPOB. Nigerian government has failed us. We are not afraid of death. Zamfara bandits, their commander. Do you see Yoruba people as writing, kill him, find him, bomb him? They are causing insecurity. No, they won't, because they are afraid. Cowards should not be journalists. They shouldn't be. Have you heard them call for their head? If it's ESN, hey, you won't hear a word. But as I said before, I don't know the translation in English. Your gossip, all the nonsense you're saying doesn't concern us. You've been saying the same garbage for how many years now? Have we been perturbed? Has it stopped us from doing what we're doing? You can talk from now till the kingdom comes. It's not going to stop IPOB from doing what it's doing. They have their own bandits. The difference is very clear, isn't it? The response they gave to ESN, trying to protect our people, and armed bandits, go and check it. Look at the newspaper coverage of ESN activities. Look at bandits in the north and everywhere. Look and go and do compare and contrast. You will see the demonic nature of journalism in the zoo. Evil people without conscience. You come out and you write boldly and very clearly that IPOB is proscribed. But whereas the person raping you and killing you is not proscribed, and you're there, and you're a journalist. Anyway, we shall see. And as they said, you know, there's a prayer I pray every blessed day. I never fail to say it. Anytime I'm praying. Of course, I pray in the language of the ancients, in Igbo language. I say to Chukwokike Abiama, Elohim, the creator of the universe. You know what it means. Let that hand that our enemies use in trying to poison us, may they unwittingly put it in their mouth and they themselves be poisoned. And this is it. It's happening in the north. Residents flee Zaria neighborhoods over kidnappers' rampage. So as El Rufai and all these idiots think that they are going to build this wonderful Fulani empire in the zoo, they are not going to be alive to see it, neither will their children be. The northern part of the zoo will be like Afghanistan. Watch and see. That is why I want our people to follow, be very strong and resolute. Follow me. We want to draw what is left of their army out. Let us bring them to the east. They can never go back. Let us bring them. They say, oh, don't fight a defensive war. No, we are not going to fight it. We want to bring them to the east. We now open up their flanks to bandits. Bandits will attack them and take over their land. Because a bandit is a bandit. That's who they are. They are kidnappers, they are killers, they are terrorists. What they want is space and resource. Space and resource. Or should I say resources in this case. So once this army moves to the east to come and meet us in the east, their land will be open and terrorists will ravage them. Terrorists will ravage them. That forever and ever, Fulani can never recover in the north again. Never. And that is the plan. So when I tell you that there is a method in our madness, please believe you me. We will not go out to meet them in their land. We will draw them to come. And then we'll swallow them up. And then their children and their children's children will suffer the consequences forever and ever. And this army will be destroyed once and for all. That is how you obliterate the zoo called Nigeria from the face of this very earth. They cannot fight on the ground. Now we know the only place they can fight is in the air. They will go like cowards. The cowards they are, they drop bomb and they run away. That's what they're going to do. Because on the ground, we have defeated them on the ground. We have defeated them completely. They know they engage us on the ground, they will die. They understand that very well. The only option they have is to go to the air and be dropping bombs and disappearing. So be very, very careful. Residents are now fleeing in Zaria. In Zaria, their own Zaria. This is El Rufai's Zaria. You know, this idiot cannot remove the log in his own eye. He wants to remove this tiny speck of wood in the people's eye in the south. He has bandits terrorizing his own neighborhood in Zaria in Kaduna State. But his concern are the murderers and the killers in your own forest, in your backyard. What does that tell you about these people? What does that tell you about these people? Now you understand it very well. This is my simple prayer. God, that thing that they did to us, do it to them. Today, look at them in the ancient city of Zaria. There are rising cases of violent abductions of residents. They brought killers to come and kill us in the south and take over our land. Now the killers are taking their lives in Zaria, in Katsina. What they brought upon themselves, all because they wanted power, all because they wanted to answer and heir to the rightful heir to the throne of Ottoman Danfodio. That's all. And this idiot who called El Rufai things after Buhari is him, that will dip the Quran in the Atlantic. You don't know it's a race for them. Some of you intellectuals in the south, you don't know this. You don't know that they're in competition. Who will history remember as the man that actually dipped the Quran in the Atlantic? That's the race they're all running, if you don't know. That is why they will never ever condemn banditry. That is why they will never ever rise up to condemn what the atrocious behavior of Fulani headsmen, because they want to conquer you. If you like, believe. If you like, do not believe. That is the reason why I keep wondering what type of zoo Nigeria are people in. If you're not allowed to perform as VP, please go. Bakare is telling Osibaju, in a place where you have a constitution, you have law, you have, supposedly, you have law. You are begging. Everything is beg. If you're not allowed to perform, a whole vice president, come back. And in Abia State, look at the stupidity of the South. In Abia State, we pay every headsman, we pay headsmen 100,000 naira for every cow they killed. Why? Because it was the so-called Fulani presidency that put them in power, all of them. And it's Mieti Allah. So if you kill any of our cattle, even if we are grazing illegally, or even if the person heading the cattle, is found to have raped a woman, please take 100,000. That's what they're doing in Abia State. Now, okay, see, the people were killed at National High School in Aba. The clip is there on Al Jazeera. You ordered because you are the chief security of the state. Now I realize you people have been lying to us. When you ask all these Eastern governors, they say, no, we don't have any powers. We don't have any powers. Yes, you do. Why is it that in your state, in Ondo, how come that the army hasn't gone there to shoot people, to shoot Yoruba youths dead? Because the governors haven't actually invited them. That goes to show that it was you people that asked the army to come to National High School in Aba to kill us. It was you people that asked the army to come to Mpo to kill us. Well, of course, we know what Wike is up to in Iguacha. Now, do you understand it? Do you understand it very well? You are paying Fulani headsmen that are raping our mothers 100,000. Obiano is paying them 500,000. And you want respect. Of course, a few days ago, Ibasu started to speak as if he's a human being. I don't know where he got the courage from. I don't know where. Maybe ESN, he has seen ESN working, so he knows he's protected. And he wants to talk like a human being. Very, very sad indeed. This is live and direct. The time now is 7 minutes to 8 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra, and the same number of minutes to the top of the hour, regardless of where you are. 7 minutes to the top of the hour. That tells that we are live and we are direct and the whole world is listening. The Nigerian army executed our people. They said they gave them a reprieve. They didn't actually execute them. We want them to produce the 6 boys so they can say something to the world, so that we can know that they are alive. We need to know that they are alive. Please, very, very important, because nobody in their right senses, can believe anything that comes out of the mouth of the Zoological Republic, especially their army. There is one fool called MC Asuzu. He said he's a lecturer somewhere. He's a modern day version of Obabiasika, the same University of Ibadan. That's where they groom proper Igbo saboteurs. Konkwan is University of Ibadan. That's where they groom them. There is this man at the University of Ibadan. His name is MC Asuzu. He wrote something about keeping Nigeria one. I don't want to go through all the nonsensical garbage the idiot was writing. He claims he's a lecturer, he's a librarian somewhere. He was, as usual, you go online, you copy, you paste, you copy, you paste, and then you join the grammar with is and by. And therefore, you jumble everything together. You're intellectual. He wrote absolute garbage here. And from the nonsense he's writing, he's trying to tell the world that I want to tell you, he's an Igbo man, no? Igbo, IGBO, Konkwan. He's in the University of Ibadan, the modern day Obabiasika. You know, I love when people write this disparagingly about me. I love it. I love to read it because it amuses me a lot, and it reminds me that I shouldn't fail. You know, that's why I read it. That's why I love it. It reminds me as to why we cannot fail. That is why you need opposition and criticism. It keeps you on your toes all the time. It makes you conscious and aware of how many people that want you to fail. And when you think about it, you become energized. Now listen. After this man must have finished writing his junk, he's an Igbo man, no? He's complete and useless Igbo man. After writing all his junk, he came, he said, unfortunately, one young man, I am 53 years old, but they call me a young man because my God loved me so much that he made me as handsome as I am. So, of course, some of them are jealous. So, if we cannot say, give you your dues, because of the way you look, we are going to say you're a young boy, and I love it. May I continue to remain young. You see, I don't know why people actually bother themselves. When people say that young man, I claim it, I claim it. I say, oh, in the name of the Most High. When you say that small boy, I love it. That is why I look small every year. Despite the fact that I'm 53 years old, I look very, very young. Because you don't know, it's when people say you're small that you look small. You look young. Please don't let people say you're old. Once they say you're old, you start looking like the hotelier. Unfortunately, this man wrote, Asuzu, one young man in the southeast whose section of the country has been considered by the present federal government as the primary and first target of their envisaged national military conquest allows himself to be fooled. The Igbo man writing, I allow myself to be fooled into the asshole of that thinking. He's speaking English. This is what a whole Guardian newspaper published. Guardian of all people allowed such words to be used on the publication. Do you know that this man is an intellectual, so to speak? Intellectual, the Konkwan. These thinking ones. Intellectual in Ibadan. He's writing. So this man is telling us that he doesn't see anything wrong with Fulani in our towns and villages, raping our mothers, building their settlements. He sees nothing wrong. He's in Ibadan. And I don't know why bandits and kidnappers cannot go and catch such a person. And they killed that young. This man went on to say, maybe he's working for Britain. So, he's talking about me. In Guardian newspaper, this is their opinion column. So, he organizes a guerrilla warfare outfit and talks a lot of rather very silly and militarily incoherent responses to disorder Buhari military stratagems within a so-called... He has written like one idiot that I know. He's after messing up with words, you call him an intellectual. To us, he is an intellectual. Mad people everywhere. I am simply defending my villages and my towns. I'm defending the East. That's all. He says I'm fighting Buhari. Intellectual in the University of Ibadan.